I am joined by UFC bantamweight title challenger and dare I say future UFC bantamweight champion, Sugar Sean O'Malley. Sean, how are you, sir?
Very good. Just woke up from a little nap, feeling good. So,
Good
how,
morning.
how are you doing?
I live by naps. If I don't get a
Yeah.
nap, it's like having 2 days in one. It's kind of like a life hack, I think.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I'm a napper for sure.
So, UFC 292, August 19th, TD Garden Arena, Boston, Massachusetts. You are competing for a UFC belt.
Yeah.
Once you decided that you were going to be a world champion and you committed to that, did it take you longer or shorter to get to this point than you thought?
Um, I can't really pin down when I was like, I want to be world champion. I definitely wanted to be. I just wanted to be in the UFC and do and make big fights before I kind of wanted was like, all right, let's be world champ. So I don't really know. I can't really pin down an exact time where I was like, all right, I want to be world champ. I just kind of figured it would happen. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question.
And you came through the Contender series, which is
Yeah.
getting more and more popular now. Do you think you would advise other fighters to take that route, or do you think there might be better ways to go about getting into the UFC? Or what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think the Contender Series is 100%, the best way in. It's a legitimate fight. It's not like an exhibition on the Ultimate Fighter. It's 2 rounds. It's a 3 round fight. Dana, Sean, Mick, Hunter, the bosses are watching. It's got the UFC platform behind it, so it's 100% the best way to get into the UFC.
Yeah, a lot of guys are really making waves. I mean, even Bo Nickel, get him going through the Contender series. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And here you are competing for a title, and your last match was an instant classic, taking the decision over Peter Yan. Absolute epic fight. If anyone watching hasn't seen it, stop what you're doing, go watch it, come back. It's fantastic. After that fight, do you feel like a lot of the fans and maybe other fighters started viewing you as the title challenger that you are?
Um, I don't know. I really don't pay too much attention to what everyone's saying. Besides what you can avoid. So I don't know. I think there's a lot of jealous fighters for sure. A lot of jealous fighters. A lot of Sugar haters that don't want to see it. But the Sugar fans, there's more of them. So I know my people. The Sugar fans are very excited about it. I'm very excited about it. We've earned this shot, and that's it.
I think it's fair to say you have the heart of a champion. I remember when you fought Andre Sukumtat, you had to really gut through just debilitating injury, and
Yeah.
you gutted. I mean, you were basically out there on one wheel and still managed to pull it off. And then you watch your last fight with Peter Yan. It wasn't an injury, but I mean, he put you in some bad positions, and you really had to dig deep and overcome that. And I feel like that's not something you can teach, right? Like you either have it or you don't, right? You have that dog, you don't. So for you, where do you think that dog comes from?
Yeah, I mean, I've always known I had the dog in me. You go when I first moved to the MMA lab. You're getting beat on by high level pros, guys in UFC. When I'm an amateur, I was getting beat on. So, and I never just quit. So I always knew I had the dog in me. Don't know where it came from. Don't know why some people have it, some don't. But yeah, I mean, I always knew that the Andre Soccer Mom fight. Yeah, I definitely got to show that, but it was still like it was a pay per view, but it was still like I wasn't as big as I am when I fought Peter. So I got to show. I tore a Liz Frank. I had a Liz Frank surgery, a major surgery. I broke my foot in that fight, and battled with that for 3 minutes. So I really got to show that in that fight. Um, but then yeah, the Peter Yan fight completely had to bring the dog out. I had to give every single last bit of what I had in me in that fight to get the job done, and I did. And yeah, I think I definitely opened. I don't think I turned the haters into Sugar fans. I think I just made them, a little bit more hate me a little bit more because I'm as good as they don't want me to be. They're like, God, why can't he just suck? Why can't he just lose? So and I enjoy that. I like that. You have a bunch of super jealous bantamweights that are wish they were in my position right now, and they're not. So, sucks to be them.
No, I mean you're doing huge deals now. Of course, partnering up with Timex, who facilitated this interview. So shout out to them, and they hooked me up with a little bit of swag. I don't know if y'all can see that, boom, a little
That
bit of
one's
drip.
sick. That one's nice. I like the band on that one. That was
Yeah,
really
that's
cool.
what I like. It's so comfortable.
Yeah,
I'm definitely stoked. But I mean, okay, you got one too.
of course.
Yours is a little nicer than mine, I
I
think.
got the newest UFC one, the gold one. It's kind of hard to see on the camera, but yeah, this thing is fucking
Oh
sweet.
wow, that looks complex.
Yeah.
Well, like three people died making that thing or something. Man, but I remember being a kid. I had little Timex Indiglos, and they were just so
Oh shit.
fucking tough. They would not die. Like I put them through everything, and then I got older and I got different ones, and being a little rotten teenager, there was a time when cell phones didn't have flashlights, so we would use the Indiglo to roll our blunts in the car.
That's funny. That's
Did,
awesome.
did you ever have a Timex when you were growing up?
No, I was never really a jewelry guy, watch guy at all. Until more recently, until I started making some money, kind of was when I started doing that. But yeah, no, one of my favorite Timex ones is one of the T80s, the old school ones that are very
Mhm.
simple. I really like those ones. But hopefully we're gonna drop the Sugar Collab Timex piece. That's I can't show you guys that one, but I'm hoping that that one can drop and we get to drop that. But that one's there's two of them. They're so sweet, but we'll see.
How'd you link up with Timex? How did that even become a thing?
There's the partner with UFC. Usually when you have partnered UFC, they're a main sponsor of the UFC, so I'm the champ, I'm the superstar of the UFC, so it just kind of makes sense to partner with that. But yeah,
And it kind of goes back to you're saying like there's a lot of jealous fighters in the bantamweight division that aren't getting these opportunities. Um, like if you could give maybe not those guys, but other guys who are up and coming who want to be where you are, and maybe they don't have the same sort of pizzazz outside of fighting, right? They don't have maybe a style that catches eyes. And like, what's your advice for them to kind of get on it and get linked up with some brands and stuff?
if they don't got it, they don't got it. It's not a secret. You gotta, you get you gotta people you have to have people that follow you. Obviously, you gotta have whatever it is that people want to watch, and I do attribute it to my performances. I know I have the crazy hair, the pink Lambo, and all that stuff, but it really comes down to performances. You look at my UFC career, and I've had some really really cool performances, some really beautiful knockouts, and that's what it really comes down to is performances. And you got to be somewhat likable or funny or smart, or there's different ways. You can be super smart, talk really nice, talk really good, say some smart shit, or you can be funny, or you can be a little mixture of both. But you gotta have something.
Yeah, I from what I see from the guys who really rise to the top and generate the following are the authentic guys, the guys who are genuine and they just are who they are and they're not trying to pretend to be other people. And when I see that, it's cringy, right? When you see guys pretending to be like a Colby Covington or they're trying to be someone they're not, it's kind of see-through. And I think it actually hurts them more than it helps. But you're right. I think they either have it or they don't. Kind of like the heart of a champion. You either have it
100%,
or you don't.
100%.
Um, and that brings me to Aljo. It seems like he has the weirdest relationship with Dana White, or at least publicly. Who knows what they do privately, but publicly it just seems so odd. Like, what do you think? What's the rub there?
I don't know. I've ran into Aljo a few times. Seems like a normal dude. He's the greatest bantamweight of all time right now, and he just seems like a normal dude. I thought the whole him renting out a Lambo and then saying Dana got it for him was really, really, really weird. But as far as their relationship goes, I have no idea. I've never seen them interact. I've only heard things on social media, so I don't really put too much thought into that. Yeah.
Is the Lambo everything you thought it would be?
Um, Yes and no. I just love the way they look. That's they're my favorite looking car. As far
Okay.
as how it drives and stuff, I like the way Ferrari drives a little bit better. I haven't drove a McLaren. Um, but Lambos, in my opinion, are just like the sweetest looking car, and that's what I wanted. I wanted a fucking pink Lamborghini, and that's what I got. So,
That's cool.
it could, I like it.
Yeah, it's dope. Yeah, you can't hate on a pink Lamborghini. There's something wrong with you.
Okay. Are you guys leaving? Yeah, I will. Sorry, I have to
Oh, you're
unlock my
good, man.
Tesla for them.
Yeah,
Real
yeah,
quick.
yeah.
Here, Atlanta, come give me a kiss. Bye bye. Come here. Wait, it's unlocked.
Papa
Beso.
Sean.
Beso. I love you. I go have fun, okay? You gonna play with grandma? Yeah. Okay, I love you. I'm home to see you. Oh, can you come home to see me? Yeah. Okay, beso. After I'm done. Okay, after you're done? Love you. Yeah.
That's awesome. What a wholesome moment. That's
Yeah, that's
great.
my princess.
Is that your why? Is she your why?
No, I mean I obviously started fighting, started having these I always had that ambition before her. So it was, maybe it's a little bit more of my why now, but I wanted to be world champ. I wanted to be super successful, super rich before. So I definitely, it's motivating and stuff, but I was never lacking that, before I had her.
That's a cool hat. Happy dad. You always hear happy baby. You never hear happy dad.
Happy Dad. That's yeah, one of my companies and business partners.
That's pretty cool. What is it?
Yeah.
What is the company about?
Happy Dad is a hard seltzer.
Okay.
So yeah, alcohol.
That makes sense. Happy dad. That's cool.
Yeah, you gotta try it. You gotta go to the store, get some after this.
Absolutely. I'll try it out. What's your relationship like with Dana? Are you guys pretty cool?
I have a really good relationship with Dana. We've never had any we never bucked heads or anything. I'd say it's a really good relationship with Dana. I have a really, really good relationship with Hunter. He's more of who I kind of sit down and have meetings with and talk business. To whereas Dana, I've sat down, talked a little bit of business with him, but mostly kind of bullshit and just kind of hang out, which is cool. I fucking love that. I mean, it's awesome. Hunters want to do more business with, and I've been able to have personal conversations with him too. And then obviously Sean Shelby, who I talked to most in the earlier part of my careers, but still to keep in touch with Sean Shelby. And I just overall have a really good relationship with UFC.
Yeah, it seems like you do. I mean, obviously we don't ever know, but it seems like it's healthy, I'll say.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good way to put it. It's healthy.
So what's this training camp like? I mean, obviously, it's no secret what Aljo is coming to do, right? He is a backpacker. He is coming to take the back. Like that's what he does. He might stand for a little bit, but ultimately he's coming to take people down, take their back. Are you have you been predominantly focused on your jujitsu and your wrestling and your grappling heading into this?
I've pretty much that's kind of what my life's been like the last 8 years is been grappling and avoiding those positions. He's just the best in the world at it. So yeah, I mean, I'd say definitely like I fought Peter Yan last fight. I was more of a primarily a kickboxing camp, and I wasn't expecting him to come out and wrestle as much as he did. I don't think he was either because I don't think he was expecting to get pieced up like he did, but he did. This camp, I'm not really expecting Aljo it to be a kickboxing fight. So yeah, definitely prepared and aware of what his game plan is.
Yeah, that body triangle sucks. And I see so many guys get trapped in it. And like there's ways to defeat it. Like Mighty Mouse is phenomenal at just stopping it and breaking it up. Have you put any emphasis in that specific position? The specifically that technique is defeating the body triangle.
Yeah, of course. I trained with really, really good guys. Taking Quino's with the best in the world. So yeah, we've approached this fight how we should.
So the Yon fight, usually he comes out and he's a banger, but he was diving at your legs. A lot of desperation takedowns. And like you said, that was a predominantly striking camp, right? That you going into
Yeah.
that. Um, with how well you did with your anti-wrestling, I mean, did that really boost your confidence going into a predominantly I mean, Aljo's a grappler, let's be honest. He's a grappler. Like so not being ready for the takedowns and still handling them exceptionally well. I mean, actually preparing for someone trying to wrestle you. I mean, you think he's gonna get you down? You think he'll even go that far?
I mean, my game plan's no secret. I do not want him to grab a hold of me at all. He doesn't grab me, I win the fight. He grabs me, it's not ideal. It's not like I'm, a white belt or completely oblivious to what to do. He's the best in the world at grappling. That's what he does. He's won the belt that way, and he's the best. I'm not taking him lightly at all. I'm not underestimating him at all. But yeah, I'm confident. I'm excited to go in there. It's the biggest test, the biggest challenge of my career. I'm fighting a prime bantamweight goat right now. He's the best bantamweight UFC's ever had. He's defended the belt more than anyone. He's in his prime. He just beat Henry Cejudo, who's a two-time division champion. So yeah, it's an exciting, difficult challenge that I'm excited to go out there and compete August 19th.
Man, I think I have the image of Marlon Moraes kneeing him in the face just implanted in my head. It's burned
You and
there.
me
It's
both.
singed. It's singed. Um, when you practice your kicks, do you also practice landing the knee while you throw your kicks or throwing like knee kicks, I guess you could say?
Yeah, I mean, when you throw a head kick, it comes a little bit more wide, but when you throw a body kick, that knee's right there for if someone shoots into it, and that's what happened with Marlon. Marlon was throwing a switch kick to the body, and it would have landed on the body if Aljo didn't dip down and shoot into a knee. So yeah, of course, I mean that's just the correct way to throw kicks.
No, I mean it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Do you think maybe he's going to be eating a knee on the 19th?
He's gonna be eating a couple different different weapons I've got. So yeah, I'm very confident that I will land the necessary shots on his chin, and he will not be able to take it.
Man, I remember when you competed in that grappling tournament and you submitted Gomi with the guillotine.
Yeah.
If the opportunity presents itself, would you be willing to give up position to jump a guillotine?
No, that's part of the game plan. Not do that. Let's not end up on our back. Let's not risk it. Let's stay on the feet. It's a simple game plan. Do not go to the ground. Do not let him grab me. I mean, it's a simple idea, but it's very hard to execute.
Probably one of the hardest things you could ever do.
Yeah.
He's no slouch for sure. I mean, you definitely gave him his flowers. Like you're definitely showing him his proper respect. However, if he illegally knees you in the face, are you going to try to win an Oscar for Best Actor if it's not that bad, or would you keep fighting?
Better believe it, baby. I'm getting that belt, getting on my fucking jet, and heading home.
Awesome. Well, after Aljo, you win the belt. I mean, are you looking to defend for a long time? Are you going to ride off into the sunset? Or I mean, how long do you plan on actually sticking around?
I plan on fighting in December in Las Vegas, defending the belt. That's the game plan. That's a plan. Not looking past Aljo, but you get asked that question so many times, so you kind of have to have an answer. And I love fighting in Vegas. I love fighting in December. Just happens to have a fight in Vegas in December, and it matches up with time. So ideally, go out there, defend the belt in December.
Well, bigger picture, like for me, like I've been an MMA fan for a long time, and I've seen way more fights than's probably healthy. And you follow these guys through their careers, and that you build them up, and you're there for the ups and the downs. And usually, more often than not, at the end of the run, you watch these guys just get shit kicked, and it's the saddest thing ever. And it's for me the worst part of being an MMA fan is watching your heroes go down. um, but there are some exceptions. Khabib, Nurmagomedov, George St. Pierre, guys like this, even Boss Rutan, he went out on a win. Robbie Lawler just went out on a win. So for you, I mean, do you have like a set in stone? Like, I don't want, I'm even Daniel Cormier said, if I'm not competing for titles, I'm not doing this. Or are you going to be in it for the long haul, so to speak?
If I had to guess, I'm in it for the long haul. I want to make super fights. Whether I'm champ or not in 8 7 8 years. I'll still continue to put on massive pay-per-views and headline pay-per-views. They're making up BMF belts and stuff, but I think I'll be in that category. I want to fight at the top for a long time. And yeah, so I want to fight. If it gets, I have a good team around me. My head's the number one thing. So if that ever gets too bad, to a point to where I shouldn't be fighting, I'll stop for sure.
And so I don't want to call it celebrity boxing, but alternative boxing, I guess we'll say, is huge. You know, Jake Paul and Nate Diaz are doing their thing. So there's opportunities to do these crossover matches, and they seem to be pretty large paydays. Is maybe taking a boxing match against someone something that would interest you?
100%. I would love the box. I want to stay on good terms with UFC. So anything I do, I would love for the UFC to be in the loop or, allow me to without, burning any bridges. So, but boxing is definitely something I would like to do, and it would be fun.
One last question.
Yep.
Huge question. Indica, sativa, or hybrid?
Man, I haven't smoked in like 3 weeks. I don't even know what those mean. No, I feel like I'm definitely more of a sativa guy. It depends. It really depends on where I'm at in the day. Am I at home? Did I just get done working out hard? Do I want to go out there and work out? So time it just like anything. Sativa before I work out, indica from chillaxing.
I dig it, man. Well, Mr. O'Malley, thank you so much for speaking with me. Aljamain Sterling is on your dinner plate. The UFC bantamweight title is within your reach. Have fun out there.
Appreciate you, bro. Have a good one.
You as well.